Hello and welcome to my workshop. In this video I turn shop waste into something more useful. So what are these? Those are 1.5 mm, or if you're in North America, 1/16 of an inch thick maple veneers. They come from a much larger piece like this that is primarily used for making longboards and skateboards. And once you're done with cutting out the shape, you're left with a plenty of cutouts like these. And by plenty, I mean a bucket full. If you're really interested in knowing the process of making the longboards, I do have a video on this channel, but I should apologize for the low quality of it. At that time, I thought of using a time-lapse setting on the camera, on my older camera, and the quality of the images didn't turn out to be that great. So it would be a low quality video. If I ever get to do that again, I will definitely refresh it. So what have I been using those cutouts for? Well, number one, I've used them for car repair. This is a bolt tightening sequence number for an oil pan. The other thing that I've been using them for is stir sticks. When you have to do a two-part epoxy, this is a great stir stick because you just throw it away afterwards. And then I got myself the Snapmaker and my creative juices started flowing. Here I am in my laser burning software with a couple of designs on two different files. I will be engraving both sides of the veneer, so that's why I needed those two different files, as each pertains to one side of the veneer. My ideas basically focus on two things: branding and pricing. If you remember my last video where I 3D printed a few parts, some of those parts contain a space for a price tag, and this is what we have right here at the top. The brand promotion comes in two different variations. One of them is having the website typed out, and on the other side having the company name printed. An extension would be the logo, and on the back side a QR code that will take you directly to the website once you scan it with your phone. An extension of that idea is to have a price tag for an item, where we have the actual item, the price for it, and we have a QR code that takes you directly to that product's page on the website. Laser engraving can be a slow or a quick process depending on the settings that you use. I have gone ahead and created a few Q veneers with the various power levels of the laser, various speeds and fill levels, and I use these to determine which is the crispest and most legible lettering, and use that in my future burnings. As we can see, at power levels 50 and above, we can start to see a slight burn marks on the edges of the letters, and at power level 100 we are practically burning right through the wood. You can see that as soon as I focus it. And now we're entering matrix mode, where everything turns green. The green goggles that you saw me in the beginning of the video are now on top of the camera lens, just to take away the bright blue light emitted from the laser. The laser engraving took about 5.5 hours to do both sides of the veneer, and that included engraving the letters and numbers and logos, as well as cutting out the material. Based on research, I have found the settings for the most legible letters, and that is laser power of 35%, speed of 500 mm per minute, and a fill level of 20 dots per millimeter. That way the letters are nice and black against the yellowish wood grain, so that gives it a nice contrast. Now it's time to prioritize. If you have watched my previous video on the 3D printed parts, you know that the price tags will be my priority number one, as they go together with the 3D printed parts and in my new display cases. And this is how you turn waste into something more useful. Let's have a closer look. Here we have the price tags attached to the bottoms of the 3D printed parts that we saw in the previous video. And using the same writing instruments, this is what the display would look like. Over here we have the branding items, where we have the logo on one side and the QR code on the other. An expansion of this could be a keychain, but I do need to make it a little bit thicker and probably a little bit of a design change to accommodate a slightly bigger hole for the keyring. And let's prove that the QR code works. I'm just gonna grab my phone, tap, and there is the website. Similarly, the price tag version of it, we have either simply the price alone, or we have the item name and the price tag, and on the back side we have the QR code for the item onto the website. Again, doing the proof of concept, just needs to focus. There. And that is the same item that we have on the QR code. And lastly, this is the small branding item where we have the website spelled out and the company spelled out on the other side. That can go into any package that is being mailed out. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe, as well as follow me on all social media. All the links will be down in the description.